How's everybody doing today?
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Welcome to Reel In Films. We're going to be talking about Death of a Whistleblower, a film that is going to be on TIFF, Toronto's International Film Festival, directed by Ian Gabriel. I gotta say, guys, the film is amazing, it's mesmerizing, and it touches a lot of I would say topics that were not shown in our day-to-day lives. So for everybody on around, how was your experience working while filming the Death of a Whistleblower?
I think all home shoot smooth. There's always like a
Sorry for my experience.
Was I think overall it was a fun project, but also a very educational project.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us learned a lot about our own country and in shooting this. But also Ian is filled with information and honestly, for my character, I had so many questions trying to understand I think the time that the story is in and what actually is happening, because a lot of the stuff I learned in the script and obviously then had to do my research to, and then I realized that this is actually a real thing, like Project Coast actually is a thing. But I think the experience was it was exciting. It was really exciting. And Ian is a great director to work with, and the crew and the cast were just phenomenal, you know, so I had a great time.
Yeah, agreed.
Absolutely. Same with me. I absolutely loved being part of this beautiful project. It was special and totally different to anything I had done. And it was really, like Nokolo says, very educational. So you're in it, but you're also like, oh, wow, I didn't know this. Because I remember the TRC and all those things. They're still quite fresh. And the political nuances in the movie are still very fresh in terms of where we are as a country. So it was also quite edgy and exciting, scary and exciting at the same time.
Anybody has any like other experiences that you guys enjoyed while filming?
Stunts. Love stunts. Love being told I must throw myself in direction at something or just point me in the direction and I'll run at it. I really enjoy doing
like a robot.
I
agree. I'm a lover of anything actiony, so I had a lot of fun. Maybe too much fun sometimes. Need to hold back just so that, you know, don't get hurt. We don't want to get hurt.
He hit me once when we were doing a scene.
I think he's lying.
I'm not lying. I'm just tough to
I'm so good. So Huskies.
And I wanted to ask Ian, what inspired you to bring this film to the big screen, and as well being part of TIFF?
Well, you know, the story is set in two different time periods. And that was something that quite interested me, was how unresolved stuff of our past, of which we have quite a bit in South Africa, feeds back in a different way, not necessarily in a predictable way in the present. So that's something I wanted to deal with, because I do think that's quite true of a lot of what happens in South Africa. A lot of what's happening currently, you can kind of put a finger on something that happened in the past that wasn't perfectly resolved, or was only half resolved, or the page was turned on too quickly or whatever. So I wanted to deal with that to some extent. And also I wanted to be able to be one of those South Africans that says, whatever our problems were, that's no excuse. We got to fix our present now. We've got a fantastic country. The best thing about our country is our people, and I wanted that also to become clear in the film, and I think it does. And just in the kinds of people you get to meet, the incredible range of people, and how they all have a positive energy that they want to pursue, which I think is very true of South Africans. You know, that as presented we are with some problems, of which corruption is one of them that's very important and that needs to be resolved. The the nature of the people who live in South Africa and their desire for a fairer way of being is very, very prevalent and very strong. So that's something I like to see and to reflect about South Africa.
That's amazing. Were there any difficulties for this question is for everybody? Were there any difficulties while filming due to the fact that you guys have a lot of scenes that are in open places, and I imagine that when people noticed or read the script, saw what was the message about, were there any difficulties for any of you, as well as for Ian as the director while filming?
Well, there were two occasions on which we were shooting at night in Johannesburg, and some people regard Johannesburg as a no-go area at night. I don't put it quite as radically as that, but you certainly need to be smart and to have enough security around you. And on one occasion there was some violence brewing in a nearby block, and our security guys advised us to stand down, so we did, and wrap the shoot early. And on the other occasion, there was a call for a national shutdown, which was called by one of the major political parties. And again, we were advised not to run on that night. So that night we ended early and had to pick up that day. So those are specific calls where we erred on the side of caution to make sure there was no problem. And that's what I would advise anyone else to do as well. But apart from that, we had no problem. There was no manifestation of any problem at all.
Yeah.
Especially because of the script.
True.
Yeah.
It's a great script.
Yeah.
A couple of occasions there was a problem with getting my ego through the door, but apart from that, we were really good. Really good.
That's a normal problem. This is
So I would like to know, for each one of your characters, what is one word that you would say that would explain your character in the film?
Damn.
Mine would be responsibility.
Responsibility.
Yeah. He says as such when he's in one of his earliest conversations with Knox's character. He alludes to the fact that people make choices, and when they don't like those choices, then they have to deal. And he's the guy that calls in to actually handle those choices. Responsibility. We have to. I think also it's a massive overarching discussion with the film itself. Anyway, like Ian said, responsibility. Things are cumulative. We can say it's okay, but it's actually not okay. And to pretend it is doesn't serve any purpose other than for it to manifest in a different way. Oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah.
This one.
Or maybe
I
we
wanted.
must say about the other.
I don't know. I wanted to say tenacious, but then I wanted to say stubborn, and in a good way and a bad way. Very stubborn. She's headstrong and she's not going to back down. I mean, we see from the beginning of the film where she wants her story to go through, and when she ends up picking up Stanley's story, and she's like, actually, I'm not backing down from this one either. So she's definitely stubborn in a good way, and sometimes a bit.
Number one, what's happened to one word? One word. One word.
For me, thankfully, as I'll say, greed.
Okay.
You know, explanation.
Yeah, no explanation.
Well, I took it.
You want to go answer? Okay, I would say for Emma, conviction from the beginning to the end
For sure.
of the film.
Yeah.
She kind of lives with conviction. She shows up who she is. For me, as a person and an actor, I didn't have a lot of time with her, and I had to also have conviction in who I knew her to be.
Nice.
Nice.
For Esther, I think loyal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Def.
I agree.
Loyal.
She had to book it. What's going
So-
on?
Yes.
So I wanted to see and ask for all of you, how excited are you guys that we're very close to the world premiere of Death of a Whistleblower?
Very
Very-
exciting.
I'm very excited.
We hear everybody else's discussion about it.
Yeah, because we haven't seen it.
I'm very
Oh, you
grateful.
guys haven't seen it yet.
I'm the only person in the world that's seen it.
Yeah,
Well, no, not really. In my world. In my world. Sorry, one world, my one world.
Well, tell us about the film.
yeah.
I'm not gonna give you guys details like that. You guys can have the full experience when you sit down and watch it. But my final initial question would be for all of you. I know that you guys have not yet seen the film, but you were part of it and you experienced it. So what words will you guys choose to explain to the audience what will they expect when they watch it?
A thriller.
Because you've seen
Yeah.
it.
Out on
yeah.
yeah, thriller.
Thriller.
And also a mirror. Because it's a society.
Thriller mirror.
It's a thriller.
Mirror.
Society must reflect on itself. Look at, we must all reflect on who we are as people before things get undone. So it's important to really reflect. And like Ian said earlier, if we're not telling that story and we're not the vessels of change as creatives, then we're in trouble.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Amazing words. So so
Vote me on it.
Thriller mirror.
amazing. Very I want to thank you all for giving me the time and the platform like that I can go ahead and show the world about Death of the Whistleblower. Thank you all for giving us the time, and I hope that when you guys see the film are excited as when I finished myself watching it.
Thank you
Thank
guys
you
so much.
No, thank you guys.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
In Zulu, we say siyabonga. Thank
Siyabonga.
you. Siyabonga.
Siamonga. Okay, thank you very much.